live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Tim Duncan retired. What year?
16.
God. Has it been 9 years?
It sucks.
9.
It sucks though, because him, KD, Kobe's Hall of Fame was like at the heart of COVID.
Yeah, they did suck.
Yeah, that sucked.
People in masks in the audience.
Yeah, I wanted to go.
Well, I bring that up because while it's hard to believe that Tim's been gone 9 years, I'm still trying to, even after all these years, I should know better, trying to differentiate the Tim Duncan era in San Antonio, where we do this program from every day. Good morning. I'm trying to differentiate the Tim Duncan era from what is there now, because they still want to act in Greg Popovich's image. They still want to come off as that super professional, no time for BS, Pittsburgh Steelers of the NBA. We only bring in smart guys. We don't tell the media nothing. They still want to operate as if Tim Duncan still plays on the team. And that's great if you can pull it off.
That's wearing very, pick your worst pair of underwear in your whole set. Mm-hmm. That's how thin my patience is with this Spurs way stuff.
Well,
I get it, and it was it was cool when we were winning titles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying bring in buttholes or guys that aren't going to do right or guys that's going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But the Spurs way is as thin as my worst pair of underwear.
Well, can't you get new underwear that look a little bit like the old ones,
even
though they may not be the old ones?
That's well played.
You don't have to go from boxer briefs to a man thong.
That's well played. That's well
it's
played.
It's harder to do, though.
That's well played.
All right. Well, the reason we bring this up is because there for the longest time when we had Tim and they were a championship contender, I ain't got time for off-season bullshit reports. Agents trying to leverage for their guys, using us as leverage, lying.
And we're the team this summer. Just buckle up, put your seatbelt on.
Mm-hmm.
Boom! Put your seatbelt on. We're going to be mentioned in every major trade because we have the best pieces that are already moving, and we have the best pieces that are waiting, meaning draft picks.
Right.
So if there's a star that needs to be moved, the Spurs name will be brought up.
Right.
Whether
Probably
it's legit or not.
The Wemby aspect, all that.
KD,
draft
Giannis,
picks. Yep.
Whoever is up on the block.
Yep.
Well, the Spurs.
Correct.
Well, the Spurs.
Yep.
Well, the Spurs.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They were saying
let's get that out the way first.
There were people contemplating whether or not the Spurs would trade for Cooper Flagg from the day after the lottery draw. Come on.
Well, that started here on In the Building.
Well, we started that.
Baseline Bums stole it, and then the world ran with it.
Did they really? Did them bums steal our stuff?
Yeah, they stole it.
Dang it, agapito.
But it was good. It was good content, though.
Thank you for tuning in, though.
But they stole it in order to make me look like an ass. They didn't steal it because it was good. They didn't steal it because it was a good question. They stole it because, let's make Rudy J look like an ass.
Oh. Oh, you mean the day of the Final Four?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But it was fun.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, we got a lot of views on that show.
They got like 20,000 views on that.
Anyway, the only reason we get into this today to start the show off is because Chris Mannix, and that's the only reason why I'm giving this any sort of
you don't deal with spares, so you're
whatsoever.
okay with Mannix.
I have no time for spares.
You're okay with Mannix.
I am. Chris Mannix is a legendary NBA reporter.
All right, let's go.
Now that doesn't mean that he's not telling us things he's been told that he was lied to about, though.
Right.
He can't help that, But he doesn't throw shit out there unless it's from someone he trusts.
Right.
Chris Mannix, longtime NBA writer for Sports Illustrated. Even though we found out that AI was writing a bunch of their stuff, Chris writes his own things, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
He says that the Celtics and the Spurs have mutual interest in discussing the possibility of trading Jaylen Brown to San Antonio. That's what he wrote today.
That's a lot of money.
That's all I'm saying. That's what he wrote. I have nothing on that other than that's what Mannix is saying, and it's Mannix. So I'm
the day of the draft, the day after the draft, day before the draft, I don't remember exactly when it was. But right now, since Woj took a job at St. Bonaventure as the GM or whatever the hell, Shams is the god.
Shams is the guy.
Shams is the guy. He did say that the Celtics will not come back as this same team. It will not come back as the same team. So I'm with you. Put Mannix in there. You put Shams in there. I'll give this a few minutes on our show.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's worthy because of those two guys.
Why would Boston blow it up just because they didn't go to the championship this year?
I think it's more business.
Tax. Is it money related?
It's more business.
They're way over the luxury threshold.
Yeah, it's like the 4th year. Too,
You mean the Boston Celtics they care about taxes these days?
Well, unfortunately, the NBA just strikes down. You can't. The Celtics, for example, can't put 2 players in a trade right now, so it has to be 1 player.
Right.
And then the money has to exactly match down to the dollar. It's just very restricted.
NBA dollar for dollar.
Yeah, I get that. But because they're so far over, they have no choice but to remove other dudes
at some point.
Something else.
And keep in mind,
wow, they're going to eat. They're going to eat a season next year with no Jason Tatum either.
Right, and keep in mind, this is a new ownership group in Boston that is searching for their ROI.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, again, we preface this segment by saying the Spurs will be brought up in every trade because they have the pieces to make any trade work. Now, do I want to pay Jaylen Brown $60 million a year? Probably not. But guess what?
Probably
at some
not.
point, if this team, these guys that we have, Wemby, Fox, Castle, maybe if they draft Harper or Bailey, whatever, at some point, if they are who we say they are, they're going to have to pay some people, regardless of who it is, whether it's Jaylen Brown, Giannis, Castle, Fox, whoever it is. At some point, we know Wemby's getting his 60, 70. Like, let's just put his aside.
Yeah.
But at some point, somebody else is going to have to get paid too, which is, speaking of the NBA, the final start tonight, Jalen Williams is going to be wanting his money here soon. Chet Holmgren's going to want his money soon. Rooster's going to come home to roost for them as well. So it just comes down to if you want to make that second person that you have to pay max like money, Jaylen Brown, or you want to wait it out and make it Castle or make it Fox or Harper. But at some point you have to. So you can only avoid having to pay somebody so long, regardless of who it is.
All of this is kind of exciting, but it's also kind of an ass whip too. Like
It's
yesterday,
definitely
it
an
was
ass
all
whip.
about how KD's going to wind up in San Antonio.
Right.
I'm beaten down by it. And until we get to the actual draft itself, this is going to happen with the Spurs every day. So it's good. It's our daily. Here's what they're saying about the Spurs, and it's probably bullshit rumor today.
Right.
It's a new segment.
It's a new segment.
Yeah.
You know what? Good bit.
Thank you. Needs an acronym though. Here's what they're saying about the Spurs. That's probably bullshit today. See if we can get that produced.
Well, yeah, we got to get that produced. Because again, at the end of the night, Mike, I think they stay pat.
Probably just take the 2 draft picks and go with it.
And
probably so.
Right.
All right. It is in the building. Show number 340 under our watch. From the Texas Cheer Liquor Studios at Pub Sports Radio in Southtown, Texas, the audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet. Please donate to us. Keep us employed in 2K25. Donate money to us via the Super Chat method or buy us coffees. You can become a member. We dropped a surprise members-only show this week. It's only $4 or $5.99 a month, depending on what you got your prescription. Your prescription.
Yeah,
you get no when prescription replaces subscription in your vernacular.
Driz Miller was in the chat yesterday saying I'm still paying $6.
Really? Is it still $5.99?
For Driz Miller, it was still $6.
I'll be damned, because some folks it's $4.99.
Yeah.
Damn it, Buki, get to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
No. Before you do that, though, I want you to look up a name for me. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. You ready?
Sure.
Sean Deering. SHOAWNDEARING. Don't show his photo yet. Although I think Rudy knows where I'm going. We have another guy who has been outed as one of the guys that Diddy if you want to, was hiring to come over and do things to his girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. A former male escort. This is not the guy that testified the other day that said that Diddy liked to have the Mandingo semen rubbed on his tits by Cassie. Remember that crazy story?
Yes.
So this other guy now also got hired to do at least 12 freak-offs and was hired on numerous occasions to show up and do things to Cassie while Diddy watched. Sean Deering. Have you boys ever heard of the show?
No, I can tell you now. I can tell you
I haven't even said it yet.
I can tell you no.
Cowboys for Angels.
No. No.
So there is a male escort service in Las Vegas called Cowboys 4 Angels. They actually had a reality show, I think, on Showtime for a couple of years, and I've seen a couple of the episodes because it was intriguing as hell. Rich ladies getting buck wild in Vegas, hiring dudes to come over, basically date them for the night and go home with them, go back to the hotel
Nice.
if and so they hit it off.
I would do this.
I'm sure you would, Bouquet. So this guy got hired. He was working for Cowboys 4 Angels. And the guy that his boss at the company told him, "You've been hired. It's a very high-profile client, but I cannot give you the name. You're just going to show up to this hotel at so-and-so time, do what they say, get the hell, take the money, and come back." All right, you have his photo up there, Bouquet? This is what's funny about this one. I sent this to Rudy last night.
He sure did.
Put his photo. I was hoping to shock Rudy.
It took me off guard for sure.
Is it up there yet, Bouquet? I can never tell what screen's the ones that's
It's the
actually
one
being
at the
shown.
bottom.
All right, is that it?
Yeah.
All right, look at that. Diddy plays in the snow.
Well, Cassie
That's a
plays
new
in the
phrase.
snow.
Well, Diddy likes to watch her do it, though.
Well, if you look at her new husband, she
Uh-huh.
likes the snow.
Oh, yeah, she's with a white guy
So
now.
Diddy, according to this crazy trial,
Okay.
Diddy would let her pick. Like, hey, you like this guy?
Oh,
Like they hit back
okay.
page. They'd hit the back page,
Uh-huh.
and Diddy be like, hey, you like him? So Cassie got to pick a few of these guys.
All right.
But Diddy
Look at
would
that.
like to watch her play in the snow.
Because you've had your Mandingo jokes lately.
Most of the guys that I've
Bam.
seen been black, but yes,
Here's Casper the Friendly Penis.
she had her. This guy he was probably a Top Gun extra.
Probably so. And this is him. The picture you're showing is him recently. 10 years ago, he was a lot younger, probably.
Right.
And so this guy's been outed, and he has actually gone on the record and
What did he say? What did he tell? Because he was on with Harvey,
Well, he
right?
said he never wanted to talk about this. He wanted to keep quiet, but his name got thrown out.
But he did say, "Oh well, Cassie's bravery inspired
Oh,
me
yeah.
to speak out."
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
bet. I
He
bet.
says
And
he's not talking for attention.
and a few grand from Harvey and the good folks at TMZ.
Oh, man. Sean Deering, says that he was one of more than 10 men that Diddy allegedly forced his girlfriend Cassie to have sex with over the course of their nearly 11-year relationship. And this guy, Deering, is now 37 years old. He was 30 when the last time that he hooked up with Cassie in front of Diddy. And says she was so uplifting, the kindest and most respectful person of our time together. She was a genuine person throughout the whole experience. He tells People magazine that he's only speaking out now to give some credence to Cassie's story because his picture and his alias were already made public anyway during the trial,
Might as well
and he
make
felt
some-
like he had to.
Might as well make some money.
Might as
These,
well
these
call
interviews
People
are
magazine.
not. Yeah, these
Yeah.
interviews are not free, people.
Says, I never wanted to open my mouth.
Whoa.
I don't.
Whoa.
She opened hers. I misquoted him. That's not what he said.
Okay.
Let me start again. I don't want to be. I don't want to be a bad journalist.
Okay.
I never wanted to open my mouth. I didn't seek attention. I don't want to go out there and make it seem like I'm trying to get my name known off of this experience. But he says this whole thing has me teared up. I want what's best for her, honestly, because she's a badass lady, man. She's awesome.
I bet.
And I respect her first and foremost, and feels bad for her. An intimate moment between consenting adults as a fantasy turns out he shows up. He thinks this is just consenting adults having good sexual fun,
And it is.
and then but until he realized that she didn't want to do it,
Oh.
and talks about how Diddy was very controlling of her during the entire ordeal, and it wasn't sexy at all. It was
Probably
gross.
couldn't
It was
even
weird.
get off.
It was weird. Deering says he was hired for more than a dozen sessions, which typically took place at either a bungalow at the Beverly Hills Hotel or a condo off of Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles. Says it was only me, him, and her. He never touched me. We did everything under his direction, though. While Deering says he did not witness Diddy physically abuse Cassie, he tells People magazine that he did notice forms of what he believed was psychological abuse while he was in the hotel.
No.
Says she was super kind. Says she was totally under his control. There was that knowing and understanding that if she didn't do what he said, I don't know what the consequences could have been, but I could tell there was this constant bad energy of knowing that we must perform for him or else.
Now, can I ask the a-hole question?
Yes, sir.
He said 12. If you felt this way. After number, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, Mike, and say 6. After the 6th trip,
Yeah.
and you notice psychological abuse, she
Uh-huh.
didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Won't. Why not after the 6th trip, you say no?
Because it's hard out here for a pimp, Rudy.
All right, then. Say that. Say, hey, you know what? I was living in Vegas. Rent ain't cheap, so I kept doing it. But to act like you felt bad for Cassie and you went 12 times.
Right.
You went, bro, again, I gave, let's say 8. Like, you knew all of it. You had broke this all down, your psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
But after the 8th trip, you go back for 4 more, Mr. Psychoanalysis, man? Get the out of here.
Well,
get out of here. Dog, you went 12 times, bro.
He could have told his boss no.
You look, man, if your job was an escort and you didn't turn that into crypto, you probably need a little bit of money now. You looking around like, well, I've been out it. Might as well get me some money. Like, come on, you went 12 times, bro. 12. Not 3, not 8, not 10.
Right.
You went 12 times, dog. I could tell something was wrong, and she's a great lady, and I couldn't get off, and it was just weird, so I went 12 times.
I'll bet he got off. I'm willing to bet he was trying to get her off, or did he? I guess. All right, Jose, load that kick-ass Texas cheer liquor promo while I'm making this last point. That's cool. I like that video Rudy sent if you still have it.
Tina G says, just like you said about the cartel, Rudy, you don't say no to Diddy.
Well, and so there was one moment he says that one of the times, like Diddy needed a break, like Diddy had to go to the restroom or something, and left them in the room together. And he said she was like a robot just staring at the floor. And he tried to just like make small talk with her, chilling out in between, like during a break. And she's like, no, we can't talk until he gets back. She was completely under Diddy's control.
I believe that.
That's what this was about.
I believe that.
This was even more than Diddy experiencing homosexuality weirdly through a girl.
I totally believe that Diddy
control issues.
Groomed and because she was 19. No, when they finally got together, she was 21, 22.
Yeah.
That's still, while it's legal, it's still very groomable and still very controllable. You know what I mean? Like it's like I fully understand that he's a piece of shit human.
So where's all this going? Is he going to get convicted? Because
they're doing racketeering and trafficking because
he didn't kidnap Cassie.
But the loophole, while the feds are getting him, is if she was traveling state to state. They did this in Miami. They did this in Italy. They did this in Vegas. If you cross state lines with somebody that's not willing, that is sex trafficking.
It's a RICO charge.
Yeah. So that's the loophole. Yeah, that's a loophole. Dude, they didn't do all of this to make themselves look like assholes.
Yeah.
The feds, they have a 95% conviction rate. They only miss 5% of the time. Okay? So there's something there. Because if he gets off, everybody looks like asses. And they can't have that. Now, what those 12 jurors decide is a whole other thing.
Sure.
But they didn't just pull up racketeering and RICO and sex trafficking charges just out of the thin blue air. They know the law.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if it's RICO. I don't know the law well enough, but he's definitely a bad person and needs to be taught a lesson.
Yeah, he's an immoral guy.
He's a horrible, horrible human and needs to be taught a lesson.
I stumbled upon that last night on my notification feed. And
I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there in one of my commercial buildings.
Who's this guy? What's up, Chad?
Mike's text come through, and I'm just like, who is this guy? I thought it was a hockey dude. I was like, oh, we got another hockey player I need to be watching besides Connor McDavid. No, a white man dingo.
I guess he's like a Viking.
Yeah,
What do you call the Mandingo, the white man version of the Mandingo?
Like big old long pink one.
Big old long pink one.
Big old long black one.
All right, run that promo.
Big old long black one.
There ain't no good way to segue into the Texas Cheer Liquor video, so just effing run it, Jose. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Explosion. Get this.
Look at that. Look at that quality work by an old man. Jose, can you do that?
I see Svedka. I see hard lemonade. I see wine.
Yeah, you got Svedka. You got Luna Azul.
Oh, I see tequila.
You got that negative 196. Now, let me tell you something about this negative 196. While in America, the seltzer of all seltzers is High Noon, which we carry at Texas Cheer. But everywhere but America, that negative 196 is the #1 seltzer in the world.
Really?
Now, the problem is in America, we've gotten to this point where we'll eat a double meat cheeseburger, a large fry, and a Coke, but we want a low sugar, no carb seltzer to go with it.
Correct.
See, this seltzer, the negative 196 has a little bit of sugar, a little bit of carbs. So even though we're eating 12 chicken strips and 79 fries, we want a seltzer.
Anything. I'll take the double meat, double cheese, then I'll take a White Claw.
It hasn't taken off the negative 196. It hasn't taken off here, but around the world, that is the number one seltzer. So if you're a seltzer person, got a few carbs, got a few this, got a few that, but that negative 196 is the shit.
Inspired 90s in the building. Call that white guy Peter Bolger. Okay.
Come on, don't
be messing
do that.
with our ex-program director, man.
Don't do that. Shout out to PB.
Jeez. All right, great Father's Day gift coming up on June 14th, a Saturday, from noon to 3 out at store number 1, the OG Texas Cheer Liquor on Petranco on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. They're having a Father's Day engraving. I guess you can get whatever you want engraved in the bottles that day if you buy them.
Right.
But it's a great deal for Father's Day because Father's Day is the very next day on the 15th.
Right.
All right, on that day, the 14th, Saturday, Texas Cheer Liquor number 1, from noon to 3, buy any bottle of Gentleman Jack, Woodford Reserve, Jack Daniels, Single Barrel, or Herradura Tequila, and get the bottle engraved for free. What a great gift idea for your pops. Great gift idea. Last time, you going to get something for your daddy, Jose?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I don't know what alcohol I'm getting. I'm not very good at the whole alcohol thing.
What does your dad drink, fool?
The national beverage of Venezuelans is whiskey.
So
What
then
is
go.
the national?
Then go with the Jack Daniel's single barrel.
Yak milk with alcohol? What the fuck do Venezuelans drink down there?
Whiskey.
It's whiskey on the rocks, which is a little water. Yeah.
Well, then you go with the Jack Daniel's single barrel.
Oh, okay, but I thought he meant like it's a particular brand from Venezuela.
Oh no,
that's just like, people have certain exports. We have Venezuelans, gas, Miss Universe, and whiskey.
Right. I was gonna say, how they make whiskey in Venezuela? They barely got running water.
Exactly.
Or the Gentleman Jack. Gentleman Jack is super smooth too.
Well, I will be getting, I guess, one of those two things, and it'll be great.
Very good. All right, well, go to Texas Cheer Liquor number 1. Meet Buki. He'll be there getting something for his pops on that day. All right, they say shit runs downhill.
Wow. It does.
Rudy, I didn't even know this happened until you brought this to my attention this morning in our pre-show text meeting.
Okay.
Michelle Beadle, Bernie, Texas's own, who former ESPN employee,
NBC,
does stuff for the Spurs now on their local broadcast during the halftime pregame and stuff, has sat in on a couple of broadcasts,
I have a crush on her.
Okay.
I've had for a long time.
You have a crush on everybody with a beating heart, I think.
Well,
Most of them. She also has been doing a show on Sirius Satellite.
Sirius XM, Mad Dog Radio.
Also does a podcast on Spotify that I actually have stopped looking at my Spotify account the last couple of months because all they do is promote her podcast down there. I'm like, fucking A, can't in the building get one promotion? Every time I open my phone, it's Michelle Beadle in my face.
Yeah.
She went scorched earth yesterday on her satellite show on Mad Dog Radio, but hurt of the highest because Stephen A. Smith is replacing her, and she didn't even know till she read about it in like the Hollywood Reporter. And she got pissed and went off yesterday.
Which means your show wasn't doing very well on Sirius. And not only that, I mean, life is 1,000% who you know. Mad Dog has a hit every Wednesday on First Take. It all makes sense. It's not like Stephen A. is great.
So you know, huh?
Everything's
so
about
like maybe your dad's a prominent Valero executive and helps you get jobs at ESPN. Just throwing out
Dude,
random hypothetical scenarios.
I'm gonna be nice.
I did not know that.
I'm gonna be nice to Beadle.
You didn't know what?
Nothing.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out hypotheticals.
Yeah, I'm gonna be nice to Bitter Beadle, but
Bitter Beadle.
What are other than again outside of Bernie and San Antonio? No one gives a shit about Michelle Bitter Beadle. What is she good at? Other than being blonde. What is she good at? What is it that makes you say, I gotta watch Michelle Beadle? She's not hot, Jose.
Whoa.
She's no Linda Cohn.
Whoa.
She's no Susie Colbert. She's like, there's plenty of white women that are really talented.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? I guess because the people like Jose think she's cute and Bernie and San Antonio love her, but what is she good at? Why do I need to watch her? So I don't get it. I don't get the infatuation with her. I don't get the infatuation with her other than the fact, again, San Antonio, we've made her a goddess because she's from here. But what is she good at?
I didn't know she was from here for a long time. Fun fact.
I think she did a good job hosting the ESPN pregame show.
Until she says she don't watch football.
Well, and apparently LeBron didn't like her either. She claims LeBron helped get her fired.
Everybody did. Stephen A. helped her get fired because of Ray Rice. Then, so what happened at NBC?
She got into beef with Stephen A. years ago over Ray
She
Rice.
got him
and she's
suspended.
still pissed over that. Now she's totally embarrassed that he's replacing her.
Hey,
all
I
these
ain't mad
years
at her
later.
because if somebody wants to, give me a little nepotism, I'll take it.
You got, well, good luck.
But so I just want is there something that I'm missing? And again, if I'm not, this isn't an endorsement of Stephen A. in any way. I'm just wondering what is Beetle good at?
Well, she
And
got
I'm
pissed
waiting on
off.
the chat
So
to tell
here's
me.
what she said yesterday on her show. I'm surprised they even let her do a show now that we know she's out. She went on her show, and we'll see if she's back on there again. She wrote, "This is all a reminder that we're all just pieces of shit to somebody. If you forgot, there it is." She's all mad. Says she was totally blindsided by the news that Screamin' A was taking over her slot. She's hosted this show for 2 years with something called Cody Decker, whatever that is. And says, however, even though it's ending terribly, it was cathartic for a couple of years to have her show. She didn't even know till she read about it in like a Hollywood Examiner
Now
or
that's
some
no
shit.
good. That's not cool. On Mad Dog's people.
Stephen A. broke the news. It was Stephen A. that broke the news first on the Howard Stern show.
What an asshole. He knew that she didn't know. They don't like each other. So he decided he wanted to be the one to bust her bubble. That's not cool. Like if her show's not doing well, then Mad Dog's people should go to her and say, "Hey, we're going to replace you."
Yeah.
She shouldn't find out again. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not going to disrespect. I'm not the biggest fan, but nobody should be fired that way.
Well, she says that the management, I guess, called her in for a meeting, and she got a weird feeling. So she thought maybe she was going to get replaced by something called Danny Parkins, another FS1 host, or she was going to get punished because the day before she had slammed James Dolan, the Knicks owner, for firing Tom Thibodeau. But instead, she read about it in the Hollywood Reporter before the manager even got a chance to tell her. It's also kind of on the management, too. She says on her show yesterday, the Hollywood Reporter comes out, and there's his face. I'm going to Stephen A.
Oh, his.
I was like, I should have known. That was just kind of gross. I don't care that we're being replaced or what have you. It happens all the time. But a little respect would have been nice. Good Lord, I was totally blindsided, just really embarrassed, to be honest. I sympathize with that.
I do. Because it could happen to any of us. That can happen to any of us. So that's not cool.
She should have stopped there, but then she carries on. She's pissed. She's embarrassed.
I get it.
Then she starts throwing Stephen A. Smith under the bus. Says, I don't respect him. I don't respect his work. How do you not respect? I mean, Stephen A. Smith. But anyway, whatever. I don't respect him. I don't respect his work. He doesn't like me. This goes back to the Ray Rice stuff.
Yep.
He made some really piggish comments on the air, and I responded, and he got suspended for like 2 weeks. I think that was sort of the beginning of the end of everything. I just don't respect Stephen A. I think he gets things wrong all the time. I'm not talking about opinions. Those can never be wrong. But factually, when you spread yourself so thin, it's hard to be right. Not a fan.
I get it. I get that part of it.
I
That
do
the way
to an
the way
extent,
they the way they
to an
let her
extent.
the way they let her go was bullish.
You know why Stephen A. Smith is spread thin? Because major corporations in this company want to give him $15 million a year to do his shit.
20.
That's why he's spread thin. And yes, he's gotten things incorrect over the years, and it's going to happen when you're doing what he's been doing. He's been doing for 30 years. You're going to make mistakes. I mean, we used to have a segment on the old radio show every time I fucked up. There were days where I didn't even know what I would give the wrong Spurs opponent and stuff. I mean, you say Stephen A. Smith gets paid to how many words come out of his mouth on his shows a day? 150,000, something like that. You're going to have moments where you're wrong. To answer my opinion on Michelle Beadle is, I didn't mind her as just the anchor. Hey, welcome back to ESPN's coverage on NBA tonight. Let me throw to the anchors. Her as an opinionated talk show host,
No time.
absolutely not. So, and she's not saying she shouldn't have been fired. She's just pissed that it was Stephen A. Smith and they
didn't tell her.
And they didn't.
That's
tell
not
her.
cool. That's not cool.
I am
And guess
not-
what? I promise you this. She's gonna land on her feet.
Of course she is.
Like y'all are like, she's gonna be fine.
Of course
She's gonna keep getting jobs in this industry. So she'll be fine.
That's it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, shit runs downhill. She's pissed off because Screaming A. Smith, who's replacing her, he's the king. He is the king.
Whether we like him or not.
It don't matter if you like him or not, Michelle. He's the fucking king. And the Ray Rice thing was 20 years ago. Tough shit.
There's
and he got suspended.
Yeah. There's
It is what it
McAfee
is.
and there's Stephen A. or Stephen A. Regardless of
He's the
however you
king.
feel about those guys,
You know?
they run Disney
Yeah.
personality
Right.
side.
Shit, right. So I could make the case that there's other podcasts in the country that are 10 times better than yours that don't get promoted on fucking Spotify because we don't have big names
Right.
like you do. Just be happy and be fortunate. I mean, that's fine you're upset about that, but to go publicly, I mean, she acted like a brat, and she did the things we tell our kids not to do, and that's have some fucking class about you. You know? It's the reason I don't tell the Puma story because there's no point in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no point in telling the whole story about Puma.
Where did that come from?
Oh, someone mentioned it. You did the same thing to Puma? No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't need to tell all the details. So I don't know. That was just gross yesterday.
Yeah.
Her going on public like
I was
that.
like, what the hell happened?
No.
Okay.
No,
I didn't know why
I'm
that
just saying.
came up, but yeah,
It's like, lady, you should be thankful. You know,
Right.
be thankful. That's unfortunate. You know, you got the gig you got because of who you are, and that's great. Good for you. I wish I had a name that I could get Sirius satellite radio gigs.
Or NBC
But I
and
don't.
ESPN.
I would put our podcast against anybody's, with a few exceptions. Anybody. I wish that we could have like some national podcast contest that we could enter. But we're hustlers, and until we get over that little hump, we just got to continue knowing that we're better than many.
And we can't be mad at the
We're
rest
better
that
than
are
many.
up there.
And we ain't mad at the ones that are up there. We just hope to join them one day. All right. And we do things like pimping ourselves out, hustling, working the streets, like our longest day of the year party with me and Rudy. An evening within the building will come down Saturday, June 21, at Lion and Rose Irish Pub off of I-10 and Bernie Stage Road. Saturday, all right, June 21. It is our live concert. Please come. We have a flyer. I need to send it to Bookie so we can start posting it. They sent it yesterday.
We did get it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, you can send it over.
here, kill time. I'm going to send it to him now. Let's see.
Let me see. I'll read
Rudy,
some.
I have a question for you.
For me?
Yeah, well, it was for both of you, but I had this
What?
question. I didn't want to derail the show.
No,
so
go ahead.
early.
I'm derailing
He's
it by
looking for
not
something. Go
having
ahead.
this thing ready to send to you. Go ahead.
Do you guys think you guys, I have I'll spill this beans. I have a buddy that does porn, and
Stop. Does this even shock you?
No.
That's how he led this statement? Okay, sorry. My bad. My
and
bad.
he's done officially one porn, so he's done porn. But he said he just couldn't get it up, couldn't do it around all those people, and I didn't know they had a fluffer in the whole thing. That was very interesting to hear.
What does a fluffer do?
A fluffer is just a female that's there to, fucking get it done, get that guy hard somehow. And then women also have a fluffer as well, Rudy, if you're interested.
I mean, because you're talking about a huge crew of people.
Yeah.
Cameras all around you, lights in your face.
Oh yeah. Can you
Dudes barking instructions.
Hey, can you move over? Can you not block the camera?
Right. So it stands to reason that maybe that white boy had a hard time on occasion. I guess he had a soft time. He had a hard, had a soft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's tough to perform in front of an audience.
Yeah. Could you get
unless
hard?
you're just a freak.
That's the question. Could you get hard in front of all those people?
I couldn't get hard with Diddy watching. That was so
No,
weird.
probably.
I wouldn't be able to perform.
No, I couldn't.
No.
Because again, it's not like there's probably 6 or 7 people I would think there on a set.
Oh yeah. There's definitely.
No,
a few.
I couldn't do that. I'd have to be drugged out of my mind, which is why a bunch of those people end up dead. So no, I couldn't do it. And no, Greg, that's not what happened to me at Sports Star. At Sports Star, I totally walked away because I felt like it. I was a dog over there. Fucking kidding me? Nobody fucking fires Rudy J from a radio show. You know who the fuck I am? You watch your fucking mouth. I left because I fucking felt like it. I'm fucking Rudy J. One of the best to ever do it in this whole goddamn city. I'm fucking in the should be in the fucking Hall of Fame. Who fuck you talking to? No, I couldn't get hard, Jose.
All right. Fair enough.
Fuck.
Now
Who
we
the
have this
fuck
lovely
they
Did
got?
we
think
kill
they
enough
talk-
time for you to get the link ready to roll?
Yeah, look at this
Hell
lovely
yeah,
post.
there it is. Woo! Live concert, baby.
Fuck you talking to?
Give me
sir?
some over here. Live in concert. It's in the building. That says 5 o'clock p.m.
To 11 again.
I might be fashionably late, and I might leave fashionably early. I don't know if I got 6 hours in me.
No.
I'm gonna
Porn
say
stars do.
a meet and greet before the actual show starts. We want to give folks time to get there, settle in, eat some dinner, get a couple of beverages in them.
I think the doors open at 5. Like the event starts at 5. but
Okay,
not
cool. Hook 'em.
Us.
All right, yeah. Well, we'll get at some point, closer to 6. We'll probably run Cam, big crazy redhead Cam out there. He's going to lead. He's going to do a set. Nina Duran of Bean and Cheeseman will be out there doing a comedic set that night too. Before me and Rudy take center stage and go out there and thrill the masses. All right, did you post the link? Atta baby. The link is posted. If you want to go watch the live concert at Lion and Rose Pub, please feel free to do so. All right. I have gotten smarter about gambling, hanging out with Bouquet and watching some of the shows. I mean, not that I didn't know shit about gambling before, but it's never been a major player on anything I've ever done. You know what? It's funny this last week, though, and don't get offended. We're not saying all the gamblers are like this, but because gambling is so now prevalent, we're not going to go a week anymore without having some jackass get publicity for harassing an athlete. This just happened the other day with some asshole who got arrested for threatening the children of Astros pitcher Lance McCullers because he lost a bet on McCullers. We have another whack job who has opened his filthy sewer, who was about to have his life turned upside down for harassing the track star Gabby Thomas. Did y'all see this?
Gabby Thomas.
Yeah, Gabby's a badass.
Yeah.
And she's on the relay team.
Gabby is a badass.
And this girl was an All-American in high school, ran track at Harvard, winds up one of the best current American track
golds,
stars
right?
in the world. And this asshole here shows up at an event she was at and was harassing her, screaming at her because she cost him a parlay. Betting on track. I thought betting on baseball was crazy.
That's nuts.
So FanDuel has now said this morning it is banning this guy. He went and posted video of himself heckling Gabby at an event, screaming, "You made my parlay lose." She posted on Twitter that some unnamed man was, quote, following me around the track as I took pictures and signed autographs for kids, shouting all these personal insults at me at a Grand Slam track event in Philadelphia the other day. Grand Slam Track has posted a statement. They're going to fully investigate this to find out who this guy is. He's going to be banned from the track for life. And more than that, FanDuel has revoked this guy from using their platform in any form.
I think
What
all
a
the
jackass.
platforms should.
What a jackass. We do moral betting here, right, Bouquet? You would never harass it. If I find out, you better not be out harassing folks in public.
No, he ain't that dude.
All right. That being said, do you have anything for me today, Bouquet's Bets?
Sure.
What
sure.
you got?
You
Lay
got
it
the
on me.
wig? Wait, where's the wig and
Oh,
shit?
yeah, we have the wig.
Well, there's not hockey today. That
Oh,
guy.
that's only hockey fan.
Yeah, that guy had a great time last night.
I'm
Well,
sure he did.
the fans want a winner.
All right, who we got today?
Yeah, that guy had a fantastic time last night. Live bet the Oilers as well.
What
for
is
those keeping.
Bouquet's bet of Thursday? What is this? The 6th of June? What is today?
Fifth.
of June.
5th of June.
And
What
a
you
fifth
got?
of Hennessy.
Well, for today's 5th of Hennessy, we're going to be drinking to the San Diego Padres. Full
Okay.
game money line. They're going to win the game outright against Robbie Ray and Los Gigantes de San Francisco. I will be betting them today. I'm betting them as we currently speak.
Okay.
But yes, the Padres beat the Giants tonight.
Okay, I have an opinion on this. Now, Jose, you can challenge me all you want.
Please.
Put the bet in the comments, Jose.
As nuts as it is, in my opinion, to bet on baseball games because it's a toss-up, it don't make you a genius when you win because it's a toss-up.
That's messed
I mean,
up.
it's a 50-50
That's
proposition,
messed
the
up, Mike.
Padres and Giants. What has you convinced that San Diego is going to beat San Francisco?
It's a
Okay.
number
Give me a reason.
I can give you the market analysis reason because it's not X's and O's. I don't need X's and O's to bet on baseball. I just look at the gambling market.
Give me a gambling X and O why you've just convinced the Padres with the team over the Giants tonight. Go.
There's 58% of the bet, 68% of the money on the Giants. And
You're going along with the trend.
well, there's all the money on the Giants, and the line's moving towards the Padres, becoming more appealing to bet the Giants. And I think the books are trying to get more people to bet the Giants.
Damn.
So I'm going to be betting the Padres with the books and hoping that they bankrupt everyone.
You watch this shit like Jordan Belfort watched the stock market every day.
I do, yes, yeah.
Why don't you place the stock market? Why don't you invest
that
in
seems
stocks?
boring.
That seems boring.
I don't want to bet on fucking. I don't want to go to look up what's Nancy Pelosi doing in the stock market today and do that.
She ain't got nothing to do with the stock market.
Well,
I've seen a bunch of people get rich off of going just off of what she does.
Yeah, all of my Republican friends say just follow what she does. She has the insider thing.
I've seen this.
Because they say she has all the inside scoop.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Kong's clips on this one, and I'm taking the Pacers to cover.
Pacers to cover. What is the spread right now?
9.5.
Whoa.
So and now
That's
back
a lot.
in my day, Jose, I probably would have bought 3 points, and I know that's taboo.
God.
But I would have liked it at 12.5. But since I'm not doing that, now my gambling days are behind me. I almost lost my wife behind it. I'm not gonna buy any points, but I will take the Pacers to cover that 9.5. They lose, but I don't think they lose by 10.
Wow. All right.
Mike, do you have anything?
Yes.
The parlay cashed for us last time.
Can I do a straight up win over somebody? No,
Sure.
no point spread,
Sure.
runs,
Money
and all that. Give me Tech over Texas tonight in Game 2 of the Women's College
You
World
sure about
Series.
that,
Yeah.
sir?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nija's gonna pitch. She's gonna pitch pissed tonight after what happened last night. She got embarrassed. She fucked up. She's gonna come out tonight and she may throw a no hitter. She's gonna kiss that Nija Kennedy.
You
a
can bet
stud
that too,
pitcher
by
for
the way.
Tech. If she throws a no hitter,
That would probably cash out big.
can I go 2-hit shutout?
I know, right? You probably can on some point. So that's in the building parlay. We got
All
the
right.
Padres money line, Pacers cover, Red Raiders win.
Yes. Red Raiders win to force a deciding Game 3 in the College World Series for the women in Oklahoma City. Yeah, man. All right. But I'm just saying out loud on our show, don't be stunned if we come in here tomorrow and Nija Kennedy has thrown a no-no tonight against the Longhorns. I'm just throwing that out. All right. All right. Show also brought to you in part by GC Roofing and Construction, serving all of Bear and San Antonio, all the way down to Corpus Christi and back again, and Lone Star Nano Services. I believe they are about to have a third subscriber in 10 days do business with them. Had a guy last night. Is it okay if I say this? I won't out the guy unless
Don't
he
say
tells
his
me.
name.
Yeah, he reached
Yeah.
out to me, wanted to get a hold of Russ. I got he and Russ on a text thread, and bam, I think they're going out Monday to take a look at this guy's place. If you're okay with it, because he's in there on the chat a lot, if you're okay with it, I'll out you. But I don't want to out you without permission because that's just personal business.
And one other person, I won't say his name.
Okay.
They went by his house yesterday.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
People
of
are
course,
getting
we talked
satisfied.
about Priscilla.
Mm-hmm. Satisfying customers better than a Mandingo man whore. It is GC Services Roofing and Construction.
Wow.
Lone Star Nano Services. They will take care of your roof. Guaranteed. They don't care who you are, the size of your house, if you're weird, if you're white, doesn't matter. It's GC Services Roofing. Let them come take a look at your house.
If you're
Whether
weird,
you're black, Indian, or Venezuelan, they don't care. They
Finigo
just want
said
to take
out.
care of folks. Okay, cool. Finigo. Thank you, Finigo. Finigo is
Out
going to
me.
do some business with GC. He needs his roof looked at. They're going to go out Monday and take a look at it.
maybe he only needs nano.
Maybe he only needs the nano. They'll figure that out on Monday. So it's either need a whole roof, or you need a roof repair, or you just want to preserve the life of your current roof. That's where Lone Star Nano Services comes in. Hit them up, them or GC Services Roofing and Construction, or Lone Star Nano.
What's a reach
Services.
around?
Oh my gosh.
You really don't know?
No, what's a reach around?
And let me tell him, because you're so violent and vulgar about how you explain
What's a
it.
reach around?
It's when you're performing sex on someone from behind and you reach around and play with their front parts.
Oh,
Sound like a 5th grade teacher right there. Well, what happens is, boys and girls. You would have said it all weird and gross. with
I'm mad.
nasty
I'm
words.
mad. I asked.
Men can do it to men. Men can do it to women. I mean, women, there's certain things you can purchase at certain stores where a woman can actually do it to a dude. So that's a reach around. You never saw Full Metal Jacket, do you? Did you?
I did. I don't remember it.
I'll bet you're the kind of man who would. Let's see. I'll bet you're the kind of asshole that would give a man. I mean, hear me say it again. It's been so many years. I'll bet you're the kind of person that would fuck a man in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you. It's a quote.
I mean, that is right. I mean,
They
you have to
said
have
that
the
on a
decency.
movie?
You have to have the decency to at least give him the reach around.
I mean, have
Do all
the
that.
common courtesy
Yeah.
while you're violating this man to at least do something.
I got dinosaur arms, so I couldn't anyway.
Well, you can't do it with a fat guy. It's gonna be hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it is going to be hard.
How did this come up?
Someone said Bookie's Blunders says a guy
Yeah.
gave you a reach around.
God.
Oh, boy can
I
dream.
gotta start. The chat's gotten out of hand.
Yeah,
this
the
week.
chat's out of
Chat's
hand.
gotten out of hand. Ain't none of you assholes giving us any money either.
And
None of
and Bookie shitted on me saying by the points. Kong's Clips, who's a better than you, Bookie, says
True.
buy the 3 if you're doing a parlay.
That's true.
So don't ever laugh at me again.
What are you talking about? I didn't laugh.
You did laugh when I said I would buy the points.
I
You
was
said,
just shocked to
oh my
hear
God.
that you said that.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe that Rudy said that. I was shocked.
I can't believe it's 9.5. I think you may be right, sir.
Oklahoma's good at home.
Yeah, this is going to be an ass whooping of a series.
Well, the
So you don't
series-
like my bet?
No, I mean I'm in. I like the 9.5 points. If it's gonna hit, it's gonna hit early because I think the Pacers don't know what's coming from yet. You know, I think after like 2 games they're gonna realize
Dude,
like, oh fuck.
Halliburton
defense.
has parlayed this into a shoe deal. He's got his own signature shoe coming.
Oh yeah.
One good playoff run, man, can change your life.
Who's that?
Hallie. What the Hallie?
I bet you
Oh.
it's still gonna be all
Got
white.
his own signature. I think it's one of those Chinese companies where he can own, like, he gets like $75 on each shoe.
Damn. Oh, look, there's Isaac right on cue with a $20 donation. Thank you, sir. Good morning, fellas. Good morning to you, Isaac. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Y'all join
Dude.
Isaac. Keep us employed with a super chat.
Help me out, fellas. I had my niece-in-law graduated last night. Shout out to Malaya. Mike texts me in the middle of the graduation, dude, I can't believe you're not home. Missing one hell of a hockey game. I came in here yesterday giving Connor McDavid a reach around. And then
a verbal one.
a verbal reach around. And then I wasn't able to watch. I had to go and see my niece-in-law get graduated.
Good for her.
What the hell did I miss?
Oh, great night of sports television. Isaac III sent one Love You Hard TV gift.
What?
He's buying a membership for somebody. How about that?
Yep. Shout out to
I didn't know you could do
GC3
that.
who got the membership.
Oh, that's badass. Isaac bought GC3 a membership. That's cool.
That's
you can
cool.
You can do that. Where do you want to begin, hockey or softball? It was a great night, man.
Let's go hockey.
All right, you got any production value in there? We're actually going to do a sports segment. Let me get excited.
What?
Now, I did see my verbal reach around had 2 assists.
Oh, the game winner.
Okay.
All right, we're going hockey
Let's
start?
go hockey.
All right. God, where to start? So, last night, for 2 periods, Florida looked like the better team in the opening game of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Mhm.
But Edmonton's so good at home. Their crowd is so good. They're so talented. They just hunt one of those, just hang around and see what happens in the 3rd period, and that's exactly what happened. Edmonton outplays Florida in the 3rd. Ties the game after trailing all night long. They come back and tie the game. We go to overtime. And in the overtime period, we played 19 minutes with 1 minute left in overtime. It looked like we were going to have a double overtime last night. Some dumbass for Florida commits a stupid penalty by chucking the puck into the crowd on purpose. That's a penalty. You can't do it.
Who does that in the Stanley Cup Finals?
He was 1-3 and he panicked. He thought he was going to turn the puck over in his
Oh,
own
okay,
zone. So
okay.
it's kind of like
I get it.
punting the ball.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it cost him a penalty. So we had to go to the penalty box, and it put Edmonton on the power play. And with, 30 seconds to play in the overtime or something like this?
Yep.
We just talked about these guys yesterday being kind of like the Scotty and Mike of the current NHL setup.
Okay.
Connor McDavid with a badass assist between 2 dudes to a wide-open Leon Draisaitl with a game-winning goal as Edmonton wins in a dramatic finish at overtime with a minute to play in the overtime. They lead the series 1-0 in the Stanley Cup.
Did we have some
final.
controversy?
Kind of. Yeah, the first goal scored by Florida.
Yeah.
One of the guys, kind of fell back into the goalie. You know, it was a little like kind of floppish. And then the goalie didn't save the puck that, you know, kind of went through him. And they challenged for goal interference. They upheld it. So when you lose a challenge in NHL, you immediately get a power play against you.
Oh.
So then they scored that goal. They got a power play, and then they scored again on that power play like a minute later. So it's just a 2-goal flip. Like,
are you
back.
serious?
It wouldn't be a championship series without controversy and calls and bullshit.
Yeah, Mike texts again. I got the Diddy plays in the snow text, and then I get the text about the hockey. Then I get the text about the softball, and I was like, damn, of course it would be. I would have to go to – it's graduation season.
You also got texted some camel toe.
Yeah, I was like, what? I didn't –
Don't say who.
No, I'm
Just
not.
him.
But yeah,
I don't want to say it.
No, we don't need to say that.
Okay, but it was funny.
That. Yeah.
The moose knuckle was there.
Yeah.
That's my favorite word for camel toe. A good old
I
moose
understand.
knuckle.
Well, we're talking about Canadian hockey, so we'll go with moose knuckle. What a great game. These two teams are so good, man. At one point, like
We're still speaking of Florida,
the hockey,
Edmonton.
yeah. So I'm like, I take my dogs out every night at 9:30, and I'm like, oh shit, next commercial I got to run them out because they're giving me that look, like, hey man, I'm about to have an accident, and so I'm like, shit, I had socks on, took my socks off, I put my chanclas on, and then they came back from break, and I wouldn't miss nothing, so I turned around to watch a few more minutes, and I'm like. I sat there for 20 minutes with my dog on a leash in my living room.
Poor dog.
Holding a pair of dirty socks in my hand that I needed to throw. I just couldn't stop watching. I was riveted, man. It was heart-stopping. It was awesome. It was great hockey. And both teams are just so much better than everybody else in the league. It's great. It's Ali Frazier, man, these two.
I love it.
It's badass. All right, and then in Oklahoma City last night, softball has this asinine obstruction rule.
Okay.
Where if you're the defender and there's a throw to the bag and someone's sliding in, you cannot block that person from sliding in. Unlike in Major League Baseball where you can block the shit out of them. You can't impede the slide zone in women's softball. Last night, Tech had a runner on first base. The girl takes off to steal. The amazing catcher for Texas, Corpus Christi's own, Reese Atwood, from her knees, guns this gal out by 5 effing feet. As easy a call as you can ever make. Out. Great play. Stop Tech's momentum. Oh, everybody's going ape shit for Texas. The Texas Tech coach comes running out and calls for a challenge. Everybody's like, what the fuck's he challenging? She's out by 4 feet. He challenged that she obstructed the runner's path. And they went and looked at the replay. Rudy, she maybe obstructed this girl's path by a toe.
Right.
But the facts are the throw beat the runner by 5 feet. It didn't matter if there was any obstruction. She was out. They overturned the call. They reward the girl second base. She's not out.
Safe.
They give her safe. And, man, the ESPN girls ripped the shit out of it. Twitter went ape shit. All these star softball players from years past were like, this is bullshit. Softball's got to change this rule. All these eyes are finally watching girls softball, and we're going to make all these people turn away because of our bullshit rule on obstruction.
It sucks. Well, first of all, it worked out because Texas still won the game. But you need – when bad rules are in place and they're just bad and they're awful and everybody knows it, it sucks for the team that gets, the brunt end of it, Mike, but you need it to happen on this stage to get it changed. You see what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, a lot of new people are watching and may not come back because they're like, that's bullshit. I ain't watching that.
Good point.
So that's you're right, though.
I'm sure it needs to be changed. I'm sure it will be changed now because if Texas ends up losing that game because of anything that had to do with that, that's unfortunate.
You can imagine how pissed off Reese Atwood was, the catcher for Texas. All right, fast forward to the last inning.
Okay.
Top of the 7th. And Texas has a couple of girls get on. Nyjah Kennedy, who we've talked about this week, the $1 million girl, or as she puts it, $1,054,000.
Oh, she let you know. I like it.
She mentioned the 54 team. She's a badass.
Yeah.
And she's just mowing Texas down, man. Just doing her shit. Longhorns rally, get a couple of girls on base in the 7th inning, though. And so the coach wants Nyjah to walk. So the batter is Atwood, the catcher from the earlier controversy.
Right.
Atwood's at the plate. Texas Tech coach calls for an intentional walk, try to get a force out. Nyjah has never in her career been told to walk somebody
Intentionally
on purpose.
walk someone, right?
And didn't know how to do it. Like, the catcher will stand up and you're supposed to throw the ball out of the
So she's never practiced
zone.
throwing it out to the right.
No, so she threw a pitch and it was like that got called a ball, but it was really close.
I wonder what that's like, not being able to throw a ball.
Yeah, you're so awesome you can't throw a ball. You don't know how to on purpose miss the strike zone.
If a coach needed someone to intentionally walk someone, I'd be right there for him.
Nyjah's second
Same.
pitch. It's up a little bit, but not obviously a ball. And even the broadcasters are like, Nyjah needs to be careful. That's still kind of close to the plate. Ha, they're joking about it. Reese Atwood, the catcher for Texas, is like, you know what?
I'm gonna fucking take a.
How
I'm
many
gonna take a
times
hat.
are we going to have anybody on base against this machine pitcher? Bucket. She takes a hack and drills the son of a bitch in the left field, driving in 2 runs on what was supposed to be an intentional walk.
Then
She
I don't.
winds up singling the left to score 2 runs, and Texas winds up winning.
I think Texas Tech coach did a great job on the challenge, just by the letter of the law.
So it's the
But
rules.
if you have somebody that's making $1,054,000, you probably just want to let her pitch. Just let her pitch. That sounds like a coaching blunder. Like, why are you trying to let her do her?
Right.
You
Yeah.
gave her $1 million
Right.
for tonight.
Right.
Who do you think makes more money, that player or the coach?
Her.
It's close.
I was about to say it's probably
She's
her.
close.
because she has other endorsements.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes bought the whole team all this brand new swag and everything.
Adidas swag.
They gave it to him right before the game. All right. By the way, when she throws the 54,000, she doesn't do it cocky. I was
No.
kidding. She actually does it very humbly. There was a sit down with her this week, and the reporter's like, there's a reports that we've all talked about that you did receive $1 million. She's like, I'm so grateful. She goes, actually $1 million. It's $1,054,000.
And because girls are
Don't
smarter than guys.
discredit that 54,000.
And because girls are smarter than us, the reason she's bringing up that 54,000, Mike, is because that's probably what she lives off of. And the millions just in the bank because women, so she
Well,
brings
she
up the
probably has other endorsements.
Yeah, she living off the like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
just live off this 54,000. That
Yeah.
million gonna be there for me 10 years from now.
Hell of a night. Unfortunately, that calls and umpires. We had an umpire obstruction too at one time. Ump got in the way. Had to redo a play.
But isn't that? Don't you
on
like
a
the
key
drama?
play.
Don't you like the drama?
I like it, but not when the
Not if
referees
it's
and
affecting the
not,
game.
not if it's affecting the outcome of who wins the championship. So I
Right.
think tonight Nyjah will bring her best stuff.
So wait. In women's softball, they pitch back to back.
Yeah, they it doesn't hurt their arm.
Nyjah has been the only pitcher for Tech for about 6 weeks now.
Yeah, if you have one good pitcher like Tech does, you could just
As y'all can
cruise.
see, I don't mind letting y'all know I don't know shit.
Ride that horse. That's fine.
Because I know
I
in,
ain't no
in-
expert. I didn't
in
know
men's,
about that
in men's
obstruction.
baseball, they don't go back to back.
Can't.
Yeah, it's good.
You
That's 'cause,
can't. Not
it's
physically.
just so easy to throw underarm. Well,
Yeah.
not easy, but it's just like you can throw underarm
Yeah.
all day, and they have like
Right.
200 pitch games. And
Right.
They just roll right through.
Have you ever tried to throw underhanded like
I
that?
have- But how do they hit it off their hip and it's still controlled?
Dude,
That-
I can't do it.
It's not them. It's not their arm that has the ball hitting their hip. It's the arm that has the glove hitting their hip.
Yeah,
Oh.
they smack their leg real hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But Texas has a pitcher not as good as Nyjah, but
Right there.
right there.
Yeah.
And Tegan Kavan. She actually played high school basketball with Caitlin Clark up in Iowa.
Oh,
This
wow.
girl could have been a badass college basketball player. College basketball player. But her just such a great pitcher.
Why don't the men wear the mask, the face mask, too?
Because we're not pussies, is what they would say.
What? You can't say that when we're discussing
Because we're
women's
ugly, we don't mind
softball.
our faces getting torn apart. Women are pretty.
Yeah, and
that's,
Rudy.
that's my answer. I don't know.
And Rudy, there's a like
and
a
there's
new
really
helmet coming
close
out.
to the play.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're a
okay,
lot
gotcha.
closer than
yeah,
baseball.
makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay,
That's
moving
all.
on.
Yeah, that's also the actual answer is they're a lot closer to the plate, Bouquet.
That's
Jesus.
true. By the way, shout out to Mark A. Rabaggio. Fellas, thanks
Boston
for keeping,
Coffees or what?
Yes. Thanks for keeping up
thanks.
things. Thanks for keeping things chuptastic.
Oh, that's Mark Rabago. That's my boy, Mark Sweet Hookups. What's up, Mark? Rabago. That's Filipino.
Shout out to you, Mark.
All right. So that's it. Game's over. I think Nyjah's going to come out tonight pissed and beat Texas. But that obstruction rule has got to be changed. And maybe because it got such run last night nationally, it will. But that obstruction rule, I mean, they're trying to get 10 pounds of dookie in a 5-pound bag. Can't have it. Don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Thank you, Bouquet. All right, what else today? It's in the building, baby, here on Love You Hard TV. Please subscribe to us. It's free. It's also free to subscribe to our partners, Pub Sports Radio, Anthem TV. You can listen to us in podcast form. We're on all the platforms. Thank you to the Believe Network. Thank you, Bouquet.
Of course.
Yeah, that's your sign to pod down. That a baby. Thank you.
Jesus.
Rudy wanted to talk about Derek Carr today, the now retired former Saints and Raiders quarterback.
In a world where we just feel like everything is gloom and doom and everybody's a bad person, Derek Carr enters the chat and says, quote, I couldn't just take their money. It's like, if I was going to go out there, I was going to be nowhere near 100%. And if I had the surgery, I wasn't going to be able to play. I'm owed $30 million. I didn't sit right with me to just take the Saints' money, so I retired. Derek Carr, you, sir, are the man of the year. Like, you might deserve the Time Magazine Man of the Year. Obviously he's fine. Derek Carr has made a lot of money. But you know what's better than all the money that he's made? $30 million more. And this son of a gun says, you know what? I feel icky. I feel nasty. I feel gross. I'm not going to do this to the Saints, who he owes nothing to. That's not the team that drafted him. He owes nothing to the Saints. And let me tell you something. The reason why it's more of a damn, you're a really good dude, is because in the NFL, once you suck, they snatch your money. Even though we've shook hands on it and agreed to it, the NFL has no problem saying, hey, he ain't the guy we thought he was going to be. You're gone. NFL has no problem snatching your money. So in the league like the NFL, normally you just say, man, look, it's not my fault. I didn't try to get hurt. Y'all owe me $30 million. I'm going to have surgery, and then I'm going to try to get back on the field. Most guys take the money because the NFL owners in their labor agreement sucks. But Derek Carr, I'd put you on the cover of Time Magazine.
He's a good dude. Always has been. He's a tough kid. Broken his leg and his arm. God knows how many surgeries. Never been a bad thing said about Derek Carr in 12 years in the league. Everyone he plays with,
I'm not leaving that 30, Mike.
Dude.
You leaving
Well,
it?
and the union's
Would you feel icky? The union's probably pissed.
The union's like, motherfucker, you know how hard we work?
Yeah.
Get y'all paid? You and your honor code.
Yeah.
You and your morals and scruples. That Lions center, he waited till he got his bonus check. I ain't feeling it. I'm gonna step down. And the union's like, yes, sir.
Dude. We need some positivity in the world. In the negative world that we live in. Good for Derek Carr, man. I just wanted to give Derek Carr some flowers.
That tells me he's good with his money, too.
Oh, his money.
Or his wife is.
Oh, both of them. Derek, when you leave 30 on the table, you took care of all your coin.
All right, I'm going to talk about the opposite of Derek Carr now.
Oh, shit.
That's enough. That's enough positivity.
It's enough fluff.
My God. So, did you boys know that the sun is really hot?
Yes.
Did you know that steak tastes really good?
Sure.
When it's prepared properly.
Did you know that Victor Wembanyama is a tall person?
Yes.
Then you must not be surprised at all to hear this morning that Greg Hardy, former Cowboy, got arrested last night.
Oh, I hate this.
The sun's
What did he
hot,
do
Wemby
now?
is tall, and Hardy's in the jail.
What did he do now?
Up in the Metro Sex, he got arrested last night, overnight in Dallas. Greg Hardy, and that's the thing, man. He stayed in Dallas all these years. That's what the fucking Cowboys get for bringing that asshole in.
They did bring him in for 1 year.
He's a menace to that town. Got arrested for bodily assault, harmful damage, family member last night.
Didn't he damn.
Don't know if it's a girl, though. He has a history of it for sure, beating up women. I don't know if it was his dad or grandpa or girlfriend or not.
It's
Family
his
member
family.
assault,
Domestic.
bodily assault. Did not bond out overnight because he's on parole, not parole, but probation. For previous bullshit. He had a coke charge a couple of years ago. He went into MMA, which I thought was good for him because he's a maniac. Maybe you can get that violence out of your system and be chill off. Obviously not. Last night it got the better of him, his demons, and he beat the shit out of somebody and wound up in jail. Saw that this morning. Highly unfortunate. That guy was so good, so talented.
What, you talking about those few years with the Panthers?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He could have been a Hall of Famer. He had that much talent. and he's just too much of a dumbass.
CTE.
Dude, could be. Or maybe it just really is an asshole.
Right.
Or both. All right, manhunt talk today. I just cannot stop paying attention to
Was this New Orleans still?
that and the Ozark Mountain guy.
Oh, he's still free?
Still out there, man.
Awesome.
So before I want to get into this, because I also want to lead to a badass documentary I finally finished too about manhunts. So The Devil in the Ozarks, and there's actually a documentary on him.
Right.
He was so infamous. A murderer, a rapist who was a police chief in a small town near the Ozark Mountains, near the Arkansas-Missouri border. Did y'all see the TV show Ozark with Jason Bateman?
Hell yeah, I've watched it 3 times.
Yeah, it's in that big giant mountain forest range there that show took place.
Yeah, I've watched it 3 times.
Yeah, that's a place where you can escape in those damn woods. This asshole here, they call him the Devil of the Ozarks, which they probably shouldn't give him a name. It's what happens. The media gives you a nickname.
And then the other idiot is sitting in his mom's basement like, let me try that.
I want a nickname because
Right.
it makes you feel more badass. Grant Harden is the guy's name. Still on the run, 11 days after escaping from prison while dressing up like a guard.
You mean he didn't go on
Sneaking out.
Instagram Live and say I'm free?
We're getting to that. We've had more posts. He has not posted on any sort of
I
social
know he
media.
hasn't.
He is hiding out in the woods, and he's a huge dude with a lot of combat survival skills, kind of like John Rambo out there. He's 6'2". He weighs 260 pounds, and he's 11 days in out there, and they have no trace of the guy. None. He's gone in the woods. We'll hear from him in 10 years when he winds up raping some poor people on a hunt, like in The Deliverance.
Damn, I hope
Squeal
not.
like a pig. And this is the thing that made me chuckle. You know how much money the FBI is offering for information leading to the whereabouts of this guy? $25K. The fuck out of here! I ain't risking my life over $25K.
Yeah, if he's really the devil of the
Come
Ozarks,
on.
we got to start at 500.
Right.
If
And
he's
I gotta-
really
I
this
gotta
bad,
have assurances, man.
Right.
God. Meanwhile, in New Orleans, 2 of the 10 guys that escaped 2 weeks ago
Still
from a
free?
jailhouse, 2 are still on the loose. 1 last night, I don't know what he was thinking. Antoine Massey is one of these guys still out there. He made 2 flippant 10-minute video posts on social media. What do we do? He's a young dude. These young dudes just can't stay off of it.
if it
Even
ain't
if
on,
your freedom's at
if
stake.
it ain't on Instagram, it didn't happen.
He went on there, and it's clearly him because he's got real distinctive tats. He's got like New Orleans. He's got like that fleur de lure,
Yeah.
the saint symbol right here on his forehead. He ain't trying to hide. He's got all this gang shit on his cheeks. He went on there and was like, "Hey man, the reason," he's like, "First of all, I didn't escape. They let me out. I was let out. Okay, and I through a hole in the wall that was
Okay.
ripped up with the toilet. Okay,
And what? Let me
they
guess.
let me out."
And second, I didn't do what
And
they
the
said
only
I did.
reason why I decided to go ahead and take advantage of the hole being open is because he's like, I didn't have nothing to do with the hole being. I just saw that he was saying I saw that they did it, so I'm like, well, they let me out, I guess. He's saying the reason I went ahead and decided to take off is because I did not do anything I'm in jail for. There you go. He's right. He's in there for rape and assault. Says he didn't do it, and kidnapping, assault, and rape. Girl says he didn't do it.
Gotcha.
He'll be in jail by the end of the day. What are
Yeah.
you doing? These kids cannot.
They don't.
not
Do they know how
post.
cell phones work
No.
and how the internet works? Because now they can
What a
trap your
dumbass.
now they can trap your radius. Like you stupid.
I
I promise
know.
you, the devil in the Ozark will have no internet access, dude.
Oh my God! All right, show brought to you in part by Sammy's Embroidery, the official. Let's call it outfitter of In the Building right now. If you are a sports league and you need, it's summertime. Here in 2 months, before you know it, football season, basketball season,
all of it.
all the winter sports are coming down the deal. This is where people go in this area, and not just in San Antonio, because I want to let everybody know that Sammy ships. Should put that on a bumper sticker. Sammy ships. It don't matter if you live in San Antonio, Houston, the hellscape. Sammy ships. All right? So this is where we go in this town, especially when we need outfits. logos on gear, beer league softball, ISDs,
Golf tournaments,
companies.
your company, anything, man. Please
Anything.
call Sammy.
And let's do it this way. Support Sammy's embroidery and let him know that you are there on our behalf. Mention us to Sammy. It's how he keeps track of whether or not his partnership's going to work out with us. We're just being completely transparent here. As a matter of fact, go in there and have them stitch you up a bootleg in the building shirt. I want to see a picture of it. Who's going to be the first person to go to Sammy's Embroidery and have them make you a shirt that has some sort of in the building something on it? Or maybe it could be like
Run
something.
Bookie's cheeks.
Maybe Run Cheeks.
Wow.
Yeah, Run Bookie's Cheeks.
That would be nice to see out in the wild.
Something that's show related. Ass Whip. Entertainment news. Anything. Something. Whatever. Something that Rudy does. Put Rudy J on a t-shirt. Sammy will get it done. Mention us to him. Been in business since 1994. They serve over 1 million people in those subsequent years. The only man in the state that does what Sammy does and guarantee 24-hour turnaround service. It is Sam's Embroidery. All right. Speaking of manhunts, I have finally finished this. And you
Bin
watched
Laden?
it too, didn't you, Bouquet?
Yeah, Bin Laden.
Finished it up yesterday.
Spoiler alert.
They catch him.
They got him.
They got him. American Manhunt. Osama bin Laden dropped on Netflix this year. And, man, it was great. I think I may go back and watch it again.
But what did you learn that you didn't already know?
That the CIA hated Donald Rumsfeld, the defense secretary.
So much so that they would blunder catching Osama?
No. Well, they were pissed at the beginning because they were tracking Osama, and Rumsfeld didn't trust their intelligence enough to send like cavalries out there to get him. Like the CIA, man, there's 8 of us out here, and we're totally incognito in Afghanistan, trying not to stand out. We're being
Putting our lives on the line.
Yeah, we found at least the area where he's at. We're gonna need you to send some jets up in here and bomb the shit out of this place. And for whatever reason, Rumsfeld never really got on the same page in those early days of the war on terror after 9/11. It was I mean, I always knew Rummy is what George Bush called him. I always knew that he was probably a bit incompetent and in over his head, but the CIA ain't got no time for that asshole. So President Obama gets elected, hires the great Leon Panetta, who was as the director of the CIA, and we're talking it's been 7-8 years now, and we ain't no hide nor hair of bin Laden. The trail's gone cold. And one of the first things that President Obama told the CIA director when he hired him, I'm tired of not having knowing where bin Laden is. Basically ordered the CIA, get him. I don't give a shit what it costs. I don't care how many resources, whatever you need militarily, let's get this asshole. And so finally, because after the trail went cold, we kind of gave up looking for him. You know, we were still fighting the war on terror, and by now we're totally bogged down in Iraq, fighting folks for other reasons that had nothing to do with bin Laden, not really. But Obama is like, no, we're bringing this shit back. I want you to go and get bin Laden. I didn't know that. But y'all remember, I had forgotten about this too. It's been 20 years. There was a really horrible day where 7 members of the CIA got killed in one day in an explosion. I remember the story, but I didn't know the details. The CIA got completely tricked.
I remember
by
this from the
doctor.
movie Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
When they pulled up to the gate and he blew up his car.
That's true. This
that's a real
asshole
story.
doctor went as a double agent and had the CIA convinced that he was on our side. And so we sent him in there and he got embedded with actual members of Al Qaeda and it was giving us information, making us think that he was a spy for us. And so finally we had this he had all this intelligence he needed to deliver and all this kind of thing in person. And he shows up in a car and blows up 7 fucking CIA men.
I only know that because I knew that movie was based on true events.
Yeah, that asshole turned out to be a lying, maniac, turgid genius. So finally it took a Texan to get involved. And I knew that he was in charge of the SEAL Team 6 operation.
Always comes back to Texas.
You bet your ass. The great Admiral William McRaven, former Chancellor of the University of Texas, Not only do we kick ass in sports, we kick ass in war, Rudy. And the great Bill McRaven was assigned. All right, so Obama tells Panetta, the CIA guy, get this motherfucker once and for all. So the CIA then goes to the military and says, whatever Obama wants this done. So McRaven says, whatever y'all need, let's do it. So McRaven he was the admiral in the Navy that was in charge of the SEAL team that planned all this, and the story of like the SEAL Team 6 members being told what they were doing, that is so cool. I don't want to give that away. Like, all these guys were told was, need you to report to Virginia for training. For what? Not telling you. Get your ass to Virginia. Okay. So these SEALs show up. They're immediately told they're made to sign DNAs, and they start training for a mission. They're not even sure what the hell their mission is yet. And finally, after like a week, they're like, this is a mission to capture Osama bin Laden. We found him. We know where he's at. Y'all are going to go get him. And to see the SEALs that took place, that participated in this documentary, the way they explained that moment when they found out, oh my God.
Yeah, your adrenaline goes through the roof, and you're
this
like,
is
let's
the most
go do it.
wanted terrorist in the history of the world.
Is
and where
that
they're going to be
true?
the ones that go get him.
There's someone in the chat, Victor says that the Admiral was a Roosevelt grad, whereas where I graduated from. If that's true, we need to name the school after
William
him.
McRaven? Look up where William McRaven went to high school. I know he's a Texan.
Damn, if that's true, Victor, it made me proud to be a Rough Rider.
Well, and so he puts together Team 6 in a very adroitly handled mission. They kicked the door in, even had a helicopter almost crash and kill them all, and like crash landed in the freaking front yard of the compound where bin Laden was. But these motherfuckers being SEALs, no big deal. Oh, our helicopter crashed? That's fine. Mission's not over yet. Let's keep going.
Bad mother fathers.
The story of how they go in there and that iconic picture of Obama and his entire cabinet in that room watching it.
Oh, they were watching it live.
Remember that
right?
picture?
Yeah.
Like watching it all unfold? Damn. And they didn't know, and they didn't realize it was actually, and they weren't even 100% sure that was bin Laden. They were only like 75% sure.
Right.
And when they were able, they go in there, they kill a couple, they kill 3 or 4 people, they kill one of bin Laden's buddies, they kill one of his henchmen, they kill some wives, and they kill Osama. And when they get a positive ID, that's when you hear the SEAL member on the radio. Forgotten country, Geronimo.
Right.
That was the code. He's dead. God, it's a badass documentary. We all know how it ends, obviously.
Right.
It was badass time.
What'd you find out on the Admiral?
Confirmed.
Roosevelt High School, San Antonio, Texas.
Confirmed.
All
His
right.
family moved to Texas while he was in elementary
I
school.
should know
Settled in
that.
San Antonio, McRaven.
That's right.
attended Roosevelt.
I should know that.
Rough Riders, baby.
Yeah, I wound up being the chancellor of UT for a while. Now he's retired, just being a bad fucking mother jammer. Shout out Admiral McRaven, wherever you live, buddy. That's all me for not knowing he went to Roosevelt. I'm usually
I
pretty good
should
with
know.
that. I knew he was a Texan.
I went there.
I'm so good at naming hometowns, but mother of pearl, man. It's a feel good documentary from a patriotic standpoint, but it's very humbling too, man. It's sad because while we did get Osama bin Laden eventually, the long-lasting impact that 9/11 continues to have on this country is unbelievable. It weakened us as a country.
Never forget is the best slogan ever.
It weakened this country.
Yeah.
You thought we were polarized politically before 9/11. I think, and I'm not smart enough.
Me neither.
Some genius one day will write a book that will literally tie 9/11 and how we've responded as a society to damn near every problem we have as a society.
Sure.
Socially, politically, the polarization. It's not just the internet. 9/11 messed this country up something also. And one last thing, fuck Pakistan. Fuck Pakistan. That government knew that son of a bitch was in their country, and they protected that son of a bitch all those years. F Pakistan. No reach around and no lube. And no lube.
Okay, reach around is not going to become a theme of this show.
Bitches.
We can't keep.
It's the theme of the day for sure.
Yeah, the day. We can't just keep rolling with reach around. Good Lord.
All All right, why don't we move on to a live spot then? Shout out to our boys at Sun Safe Auto Solutions.
Wow, sorry, Leroy.
We are working on they're working on a new project apparently. I can't wait to tell y'all what it's going to be.
Yeah.
We're not quite ready just
We can't
yet.
give it to you, but we're gonna go
Yeah.
roll on it.
We've told Admiral McRaven to handle it. When we have more, President Johnson will give y'all a press conference
We've
and let
signed
you know.
We've literally signed an NDA on certain projects we do with SunSafe and with Sage.
No, for real.
Like I'm not being funny with SunSafe and Sage, who does the armored vehicles and things.
Yeah.
There's certain things that, like when we first met with them, they told us before we walked in, no phones.
Correct. I'm like, wait, what are we walking into?
All right.
I didn't sign an NDA, so can I talk about it?
No. What? I mean, they let us in the shop because they were doing an official vehicle.
For a very, 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 very important person.
Right, not William McRaven, but someone very important,
Right.
someone like him, but we're not going to out people's personal business.
Right.
So, SunSafe Auto Solutions, also as partners in ownership, Sage Armory. So here's all. Help me out here, from window tinting
To
to
PPA.
paint protection to armoring your car. These guys take care of cars. And my God, do they take care of cars. Maybe you're some VIP. Maybe you're a high-tone politician. Maybe you're president.
We don't know everybody that listens to this show.
I don't
right.
want to know everybody. Some people choose to have their car armored. It's a crazy world we live in. They also do bulletproof glass, as we found out the other day on that video that we ran. We should probably run it again. It's such a great video.
Somebody gets shot twice a day in road rage.
Yeah,
so
man.
maybe you wanna bulletproof your windows because we live in the craziest time ever in America.
SunSafe automotive quality products backed by 100% customer service treatment, premium tint services that enhance your car's appearance, comfort, and protect your skin from the UV rays.
Look at that golf.
Look at that. Look at that. Show Rudy. That's me behind the glass right there. Hell, let's just play the video all over again. Look at that.
Oh.
Boom. Woo. Oh. So you need your car done right.
Beauty.
You come
Beauty
you go.
Rudy here.
Boom. I was scared. I mean, I trusted him when he told me it was bulletproof.
But it was a little something flew. I don't know if that was dust, but something
It was
flew.
a piece of dust.
Okay, look. Yeah, I was like, what is that?
I like looking at Mike's face during
Yeah,
this.
that's me in a room with Diddy and Cassie. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
So that's Mike getting a reach around from Jose.
I don't mind the reach around. It's what's going up my butthole. It's going to make my face hurt.
Sorry, SunSafe.
It's SunSafe Auto Solutions. Get a free quote on a tent job today at 210-393-5088. Thank you to SunSafe Auto Solution. Make your car safe with SunSafe Auto Solutions. All right, celebrity tributes continue to pour in.
What?
You talk about how violent our society is. Celebrity tributes continue to pour in for the great Jonathan Joss, who got shot to death the other day by a neighbor or an ex-neighbor. Y'all seen this?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
What?
The very, very noted actor.
The dude in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, he worked with Jonathan Joss on Magnificent Seven, I believe it was. Chris Pratt tweeted, "Damn, R.I.P. Jonathan. Always such a kind dude. He played Ken Hotate." No, yeah, on Parks and Recs. That's where Pratt was on that back in the day, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played Ken Hotate in Parks and was also in Mag 7. Sad to see. Prayers up. Hug your loved ones. Jonathan Joss, who, of course, got murdered by an ex-neighbor the other day. Jonathan Joss's husband says it was a hate crime.
Oh.
The police have investigated this, and they're saying they don't have any reason to believe this was a hate crime whatsoever.
This is a guy that had been reported at this house 40 times.
Yeah, Jonathan had been causing trouble over there. I hate to say that.
I'm not.
That's
I
part
don't
of the
know.
story.
Let's just let it all come out.
I don't know. Who knows? But that don't mean he should have been murdered.
Right.
We don't know what all happened. We're waiting on the details to come out. Highly unfortunate. Yeah, Pratt played Andy Dwyer on Parks and Recs when he was fat. Remember when Chris Pratt was fat? Now he's all hunky.
Yeah, that was nice. He was a little funnier back then.
The great Nick Offerman. Yeah, doesn't he have a meme where he's like this?
Yes.
Yeah. The great Nick Offerman, who led Parks and Rec as the department's director. Ron Swanson played the great Ron Swanson. Worked with Jonathan. Said he and the entire cast and crew of that show, Parks and Rec, have been texting all day long. Offerman tweeted, "The cast has been texting together about it all day. We're just heartbroken. Jonathan was such a sweet guy. We loved having him as Chief Ken Hotate. Terrible, terrible tragedy in San Antonio. Terrible.
I don't go rocking chair often, right? And I don't get all sentimental and old man.
Here we go.
But when you know, like if the guy's this close to you, check on him while he's here. And I'm not saying that they didn't.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you know somebody that's this close to you, y'all are texting all day and this and that. Like check on your people. And again, I hate to do this. I hate to be this guy, but check on your people. Check on your people, man, especially when you know he was going through something. Like, and all of y'all have the power and the resources to possibly get him some help. Check on your people while they're here. This way you don't have to be in a group text talking about him dead.
Jonathan was a bit of a mess.
He was.
No question about that.
And sometimes you can't help people that, don't want to be helped. So
right.
There's that part of it
Don't
too.
mean he should have been shot to death.
Right.
So we'll see the details. It's possible that Jonathan was causing trouble, but did it justify the neighbor
being killed?
filling the dude full of holes?
Because keep in mind, dude. I mean, I get it. Dude went over there with his strap.
Right. What do you think?
Like
you go over there holding. You're packing when you go over there.
Right.
So you better have a good excuse. Now I will say this: the guy that shot him he's bonded out. He's at home today. Yeah. So clearly, I don't think he's a menace to
I'm from America.
society.
I'm okay with bond.
Yeah. No, but not if you're like some like.
No, if you're a deranged
you're
maniac.
A murderer.
No, yeah.
So we'll see. But
right.
He has been ordered house arrest. No internet. Stay at home.
No internet.
Yeah. Well, no social media posting whatsoever. Like no nothing.
You can't be telling your side of the story to Facebook.
Yeah. Stand down.
I thought he
gag
just was
order.
like no Netflix for you.
No, stand down, gag order, and no Netflix. Well, he can probably watch Netflix.
God, I don't
All
know
right.
if I could kill
All right, speaking of getting violent, let's do that segment we do every day here on In the Building on Love You Hard TV. What are you punching today?
It's time for
I was
people I
taught
want
in my
to
radio years that you get new
on In
listeners
the
every
Building.
15 minutes, so I don't mind bringing this back up. But my punch
Go right
today
ahead, sir.
was going to be Michelle Bitterbeetle.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been an hour. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but Michelle Bitterbeetle, mad that Stephen A. got, took her time slot on SiriusXM that I didn't even know she had. She's very bitter, hates everybody that doesn't worship her, pretty much. Again, I know San Antonio and Bernie, I know we love her. I know she went to UTSA. God bless Birds Up and all that, but punch her for bitter Beetle, for being a Karen. She's a bit of a Karen, it seems like. She's definitely the type to go to a restaurant and ask to speak to the manager.
That was not one of her classier moments, that's for sure, yesterday.
Yeah. So punch Michelle.
All right, I'm gonna punch a girl too, a white girl. Let's punch white bitches
Damn,
today.
I didn't say that. I did not. Let the record reflect.
Wow.
I did not say. Because some people
Now,
just do
Rudy
audio.
texted me, let's punch white bitches today. That's a quote. I didn't say that.
Word for
I'm
word.
simply quoting my colleague.
Dog. And for the audio only, that was Michael Taylor.
I'm punching
Who?
this gal who hooked up with Trevor Bauer, the former Cy Young
What's the
Award-winning
update
pitcher.
on this? What happened? She ruined his life.
Ruined his life. Hooked up with him, told him, I want you to beat me up.
Choke me.
Choke me and pull
Strangle
my hair
me.
and
Put me
strangle
on a
me.
dog leash.
And Trevor's like,
Slap
you sure? She's like, nah, I want you to just violate my ass. And mouth and other areas. My whole body. They had a safe word, I guess. I don't know. So he's like, all right. He's a big dude. Should he have been hooking up with crazy girls like this?
Sometimes, at some point, you got to know when the setup isn't being put in play.
She claimed he went way over the top and literally knocked her out, knocked her unconscious.
I don't think he tried to.
Choking on him.
Okay, what happened?
She sued him for sexual assault and battery. And he's like, no, she wanted me to do this. This was
I don't
totally
think she wanted
consensual.
to go unconscious, though.
Major League Baseball, without even an investigation, they just suspend this poor bastard for the whole season.
And now he's like a pariah. No one wants to touch him, right?
Correct. So you know where he's at now? He's Kenny Powers. He's down in the Mexican League.
No way.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer's.
Yeah, he's pitching. He's been pitching in Mexico and Japan for the last few years.
No one will take him here.
Now, why are you punching this young lady?
Well, I'm punching her because she was clearly. So they come to a settlement. Trevor Bauer just like, I just want you out of my life.
Right.
It's like if.
Because we've seen the text messages where she was saying these things.
Yeah, they countersued each other. So she sued him for assault and rape. He countersued her for slander and libel.
Right.
And so they settle out of court, blah, blah, blah. Let's just go our own separate ways. Trevor can't even get a job now because of you. So I'm just going to go. He's in Mexico pitching for like Guadalajara Gaslighters or whatever the hell. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a real team, but I panicked.
That's pretty racist.
The Gaslighters.
A judge yesterday ordered her to pay him $300,000.
You kidding?
Mm-hmm.
So after they went to court, and the judge saw it all. The judge was like, "No, this is on
yes,
you,
sir."
And this man, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
she ain't got a penny. He ain't gonna see that money, but it's symbolic.
So you want him on the Sox?
Me? No, he's a prick piece of shit. No.
Oh,
He's an asshole.
Oh, is he?
Oh yeah, this is the same guy that.
But that don't mean he's a rapist.
That don't mean he's a rapist
That's
or an
true.
assault. He don't mean he's a butcher.
I think it leans more towards him
Who
being
cares?
a
By
piece
the way,
of shit.
Is he a bad guy in the room? Is he bringing down clubhouses?
What is he a
I
prick
don't
about?
think
What
so.
did Bauer do that? Well, I'm lost. Why is he a
I
prick?
think he's just an asshole.
He's
in
a
the room.
hothead.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an asshole in the room. And by the way, Rudy, he is like the guy that is known for like unveiling the sticky stuff, like whole thing. He pulled like the cover behind that, and that's another reason why a lot of people don't like him. He made the video being like, "Look at all these spin rates. Okay, well if everyone else is gonna do it, I'll do it." Pitched well. Then the crackdown came, and all the pitchers were like, "Fuck you, dude, for making
He's
all
a
this
douchebag.
legal." Yeah.
For
Don't
sure.
mean he's a rapist.
That don't mean he's
Exactly.
a rapist. That don't mean he's an assaulter. An assaulter? Let's go with that. He at one time, so he's pitching in Cleveland, and the great Tito Francona goes out to take him out of the game, and he didn't like it. So rather than give Tito the ball, now he claimed afterward. You remember this, Jose?
Yeah.
He claimed I wasn't trying to show Tito up. I was mad at myself, and I fucked up. I took out frustration. As Tito reaches his hand out for the ball, Trevor turns around and from the pitcher's mound throws the ball into the center field bleachers from the pitcher's mound. And Tito's like, "Get the fuck off."
That's
the field."
actually pretty cool.
And
That's
they
actually
suspended
That's
his
funny.
He
Yeah,
apologized.
That's funny.
I wasn't trying to show
He
Tito.
was just,
up.
I'm just a competitor.
That's some shit that I would have done at 18.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being real. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You know, I was an instigator.
So
Yeah.
the judge made her pay $300K.
Correct. Now she ain't
His-
gonna be able to pay.
And
it
his
back.
career's over.
Yeah, he won't see any money though.
Yeah, he'll never play in the majors
But
again.
symbolically, this shows that because she violated the terms of their. They agreed. Let's just go our separate ways. No contact. I don't know what she did specifically, but there were terms of the settlement. Do not do this. She violated the terms, so the judge ruled for Trevor. Whatever she did to violate the term, probably because she's a drama queen. The judge is like, you know what? You owe this man $300,000 in lawyer fees. She ain't got no money. He ain't never going to see a penny. But symbolically, it just makes him look better.
Yeah, so punch
Yeah.
her. If you marry a chick like that,
Punch her ass.
you may want to divorce that son of a
You might
gun.
want to, and if you decide that, hey, if you decided, oh my God, I'm with somebody who set me up, I'm gonna call Orlando Kell, the official family. Give me some. Call Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer of In the Building here on Love You Hard TV. Orlando's our guy. 26 years he's been one of the premier family lawyers in the great state of Texas. A fine Longhorn who no doubt will be rooting for the Longhorns tonight. He'll get mad when he finds out I picked Tech. But I picked with my brain, not my heart. I love you hard. Orlando will still do business in the future. If I ever need to call upon you, I will. 210-775-4993. And as long as I got kids under 18, that's a chance I do call Orlando at some point because he doesn't just do divorces. He does post-divorce things. Decrees get changed. Job situation changes. People get married. Parents want to move. All this kind of thing. Sometimes you have to go and redo a decree. Adoption cases. Family law. That's what he does. Orlando Kell. Hit him up at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. We had money come in before we get out of here.
I've got a late punch for you too.
Oh,
as
go
well.
for it. I need to see the money.
The money. Oh, wrong one. There we go.
21 for life with $1.99. Check membership prices for existing Thunderdomers. All right, that's the second guy that said the prices are different. We'll check
I
them.
have the prices actually. I
What
took a
are they? Let me
screenshot
see.
For 'em
All right, let's discuss later. Let's fix it.
Yeah.
Keep going. Go upstairs. Aaron Canupa, $4.99. Reach around. A Dutch rudder is two guys facing each other while they're jacked their butt.
Hey, man.
All right, I'm sorry.
Why would
Dang
you
it, Aaron.
read that?
That's enough. Aaron.
Aaron, you know
Aaron.
way too much detail about how
What did he call that? Or what kind of go back?
a Dutch rudder.
A Dutch rudder.
I wonder what the
Facing
Dutch
each
did to
other.
deserve that.
That's like two guys. You remember the old school back when those guys would crank those things on the rail cars?
Sure, yeah.
Be two guys cranking it.
That's called in normal days. That's called going skiing.
Going skiing.
Yeah, when you're in the middle of like the back seat of 3, when you sit in the middle, you're going skiing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. By the way,
We're 90 minutes in here. Rudy's just done.
I know.
What? What now? What?
late punch
Sure.
to noted piece of shit. And this got dropped, by the way. This kid, whoever his name
Oh,
is,
look at that hair.
fuck this kid. Abused a dog, tied it to his car, drugged the fucking dog across gravel, and then got let off for it. Case dropped. Fuck this kid.
Why
did
is the
he get
case
dropped?
dropped?
Case dropped due to inability to prove beyond blah 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 the crimes
Well,
committed.
see, these are the dudes
Well,
that
Jose,
end up-
it's called evidence, man. You just gonna punch a kid.
Video-
Oh, there's not enough evidence. But
Video
fuck him
footage.
anyway.
Video footage
Uh-huh.
of this guy doing this thing. Fuck that guy.
I'll let you have that punch. I'll look into the matter myself.
Thank
now
you.
I'm curious. All right, that's it. We're so done. We're so done.
Dutch rud.
Love y'all
I draw the
hard.
line at Dutch rudders.
Oh, we'll have a Dutch rudder in here on the chat tomorrow. It's a guarantee.
Members only.
Guarantee. No, not today. I'm tired. I got to pee.
Oh no, I was talking for the Dutch rudder for us and the members only.
All right, fine. We're done. Thank y'all so much. Jimmy the Bag is next on Pub Sports Radio. Watch us on demand anytime you want at Anthem TV. And, of course, watch any show we've ever done in the history of our careers on Love You Hard TV. Thank you to Bouquet. Thank you to the people. We'll see you boys back up in here mañana. Later.